Hey Medicos, today we are going to discuss about breast cancer. Breast cancer is the most common malignant condition of the breast. It is a type of adenocarcinoma. Let first discuss about risk factors. So the risk factors are high socio-economic status. Adenocarcinoma is generally associated with high socio-economic status. It can be due to the alcohol intake because world's highest alcohol consumption levels are found in the developed world. Therefore, the risk factor is highly associated with Western countries. It can be due to the high fat diet, which is going to lead obesity, and there is a high risk for advanced age. In the state of estrogenemias like early menarche, early menarche is the onset of menarche before 11 years. Late menopause. What is late menopause? It is usually a woman will enter menopause in her mid 40s or 50s, right? But what is late menopause is if a woman is 55 or older and still hasn't begun menopause. So the third condition is nulliparity. Nulliparity is the condition in a woman of never having given birth. So, in all these conditions, there is an increased span of estrogen production, right? Due to early menarche, late menopause, and nulliparity. That's why these are the state of estrogenemias. Yes, there can be risk due to positive family history, like genetic mutations of BRCA gene. So, there are two types of BRCA gene, BRCA1 and BRCA2. The BRCA1 is associated with female while BRCA2 is associated with male. One can remember it as ladies first, BRCA1 first, right? So BRCA1 is associated with female. And the other risk factors are if there is history of malignancy, like the history of ovarian cancer or the history of endometrial cancer. It can be associated with hormone replacement therapy or it might be due to therapeutic radiation exposure. Now, let's talk about pathway of spread. So, how it is spread? So, we have breast cancer cell, right? So, there can be direct invasion when the tumor has spread to a nearby organ in the body. The cancer cells take root and begins to grow in this new area. It is most commonly due to the hematogenous spread. Hematogenous spread moves in much the same way as lymphatic spread, but through the blood vessels. The cancer cells travel through the body and take root in remote areas and organs. Hematogenous spread is most commonly due to the Batson plexus. These Batson plexus are the valveless veins. So you must know about the other valveless vein in your body. Other valveless veins are inferior vena cava, portal vein, superior vena cava, Batson plexus, right? And dural venous sinuses. So one can remember it as IPSBT. I for inferior vena cava, P for portal vein, S for superior vena cava, D for Batson plexus, and D for dural venous sinuses. These all are valveless vein. Remember that. Now, these Batson plexus are valveless, right? So there is an open flow in all directions. Draining blood vessels from breast is directly into the vertebra, right? So there is an involvement of bones. The most common site of metastasis is bone, and which bone is commonly affected? So it most commonly involve lumbar vertebra, followed by femur, and followed by thoracic vertebra. And remember that most common route of spread is hematogenous. Now we know that these Batson plexus are involved and these are involving the lumbar vertebra. It can also involving dural venous sinuses because these are valveless. Now due to the involvement of dural venous sinuses, these are going to invade leptomeninges and and there is a involvement of the brain. So these breast cells are going to invade the brain, right? Yes, lymphatic spread can occur when cancer travels through the lymphatic system. Breast cancer often involves the nearby lymph node, so the cancer can enter the lymph circulatory system and take hold in different parts of the body. But remember that most common route of spread is hematogenous. Now let's talk about clinical features. So the most common presentation of the breast cancer is breast lump. What is breast lump? It is a growth of tissue that develops within the breast. And this is the most common presentation, right? Now, in advanced cases, there is a nipple retraction. Look over this image, there is a nipple turned inward, right? So this is nipple retraction. There can be nipple deviation and there can be nipple ulceration. There is fixity to the chest wall. There is a pudgy orange appearance of the breast. Why there is a pudgy appearance of the breast? Yes, pudgy orange in the breast may be a symptom of inflammatory breast cancer. With this type of cancer, rather than forming a tumor, the cancer cells block the lymphatic vessels. Yes, these are going to block the lymphatic. That is, there is a lymphatic obstruction, and this causes fluid accumulation in the breast. Fluid accumulation in the breast is known as edema, and it can make the breast appear inflamed. That's why there is a pudgy orange appearance. There can be architectural distortion and asymmetry of the breast. So these all are the important clinical features of breast cancer. Let's discuss about investigation. So one day if a lady came and you suspect that she might have breast cancer, so what you are going to do? So what your first investigation of choice? So the first investigation is mammography. What is the investigation of choice? Yes, investigation of choice is biopsy. In investigations, we have triple assessment. What is triple assessment? There is a three component in it, that is clinical, imaging, and tissue sampling. In clinicals, there are signs and symptoms. In imaging, we are going to do ultrasound and mammography, and in tissue sampling, we are going to do FNAC or biopsy. So this is all about the breast cancer. In this topic, we left the treatment part. Let's do a quick revision. We discuss about breast cancer cells, in which first is risk factors. Yes, remember that it is associated with BRCA1 gene and in high estrogenemia states. Then we discuss about pathway of spread, in which we know that it is most commonly involved the lumbar vertebra, then femur, and followed by thoracic vertebra. And don't forget that the most common route of spread is hematogenous. Now, then we discuss about the clinical features, and remember that there is a pudgy orange appearance. Yes, there is a architectural distortion, and in advanced cases there is a nipple retraction, deviation, and ulceration. After that, we discuss about investigation, and the investigation of choice is biopsy. Don't forget about triple assessment, that is clinical, imaging, and the tissue sampling. In clinical, we are going to assess the signs and symptoms. In imaging, we are going to do ultrasound and mammography. And in tissue sampling, we are going to do FNAC and biopsy. Thank you for listening, medicals. We are doctors. We are bred on the concept of reading hard. So read, listen lectures every day. Thank you for listening, and we will continue in different topic. Thank you.